Hein?
History.
C'est ça.
History.
Enthusiast.
Historian.
And history enthusiast.
Enthusiast.
Yeah, he's got the word enthusiast there.
Yeah.
It's got to be history.
Enthusiast.
Enthusiast.
Douille.
Ta langue dans la langue, dans les dents.
Il y a quoi dedans?
Enthusiast.
Ça me sature la langue.
Put your teeth
And
in.
everyone who has contributed
Contributed.
Oui.
Contributed.
to the success
Oui.
of this commemoration.
Yes.
Commemoration,
Very
yes.
good.
Very good.
So,
So,
la bouche. Hug.
non, huge.
Oui.
Huge.
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 Eh, vous n'êtes pas normaux les Anglais. Hein. Vous n'êtes pas normaux les mecs.
Huge.
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 Huge. Huge.
Huge.
Huge. Big.
Huge.
Non,
Huge.
huge.
Serge.
I-O-U-D-G.
Non, non.
Huge.
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 Large. Yes.
Huge.
En phonétique, il
Je confirme, vous n'êtes pas normaux. Parce que mettre des D, des machins huge, alors que c'est U-H-U-G-E,
Justement.
huge, faut le faire. Bon, huge. Thank you
Very much.
to everyone involved.
Non, involved.
Involved.
la bouche.
Involved.
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 Ouvre la bouche.
Bon, si je dis involved, vous comprenez?
Ah non,
De
involved.
toute façon,
Non, non,
everyone,
involved.
tout ça, ils
Involved.
l'applaudiront.
Involved.
Involved.
Hey.
The commemorative still. La stèle, le monument.
Monument.
Yeah,
Monument.
there's no words.
Still.
Still.
Yeah.
No, it's not statue.
I know what it is now.
The commemorative monument. Monument.
Yeah, monument.
Memorial.
Memorial? Yeah, memorial's good.
Memorial.
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 Parce que Stèle n'existe pas. Stèle n'existe pas. C'est qui a traduit?
Bah, c'est-
Une prof d'anglais, soi-disant.
si, enfin, en français, une stèle, ça se comprend.
Oui, mais en anglais. Là, tu parles anglais.
Oui. Donc, commemorative
Mémorial, il a dit.
memorial.
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 On va chercher un stylo, Steph.
Mémorial.
In our community.
Non, in our
In our
our
community.
community.
Bon,
Patate
il vaut mieux
chaude.
que tu sais
Potatoes
le
hot
style.
in the
En
boss.
anglais, tu peux être compris comme voler. To steal, c'est voler.
Ah oui, mais
Et steel, c'est l'acier.
S-T-I-A-L. It's not S-T-I-L.
Non, mais c'est
our
Still
community,
A-L, c'est voler.
which honors the sacrifice
Sacrifice.
made by the 10 Bosch Gruber victims selves, also to remind us of the 50 to 60 million who died in the Second World War,
Yes.
as well as the millions of orphans, the innumerable wounded and the suffering and
C'est très bien, vas-y, continue.
je m'y mets.
Une barre. C'est quoi?
Wow.
On peut arrêter simplement après chaque phrase.
Oui, mais je me sens des ailes.
Ah ben on
mais pas
entend,
eux.
ouais.
Bon, the innumerable wounded and the suffering
Wounded.
and horrors
Wounded.
incurred.
W-O-U-N-D-E-D.
Wounded.
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 Wounded. Wounded.
Huge.
Wounded.
Non mais là,
Wounded.
vous le lisez comme c'est.
C'est mon dernier mot. Wounded.
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 Serge.
Yes. Beautiful.
Serge, c'est comme le loup.
Wounded. Oh, bah, tu me vois là. Wounded. Ok, il faut dire des trucs dans la gueule.
Je te vois.
Mais
Wounded.
non.
C'est lyrique.
Mais tu verras que c'est très bien.
Wounded and the suffering
Suffering.
Suppositoire, oui.
and horrors
Horrors.
incurred.
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 Oh.
C'est comment ça?
I-N-C-U-2-R-E-D. Mais comme il y a un R, faut laisser
Incurred.
deux R, faut laisser traîner en fait.
Ouf.
Ça veut dire quoi?
Attends, c'est pas fini, hein.
Non, ça c'était la
Non,
lecture.
but it must.
Ah yes.
Tu veux quoi, ça m'a dit?
But it must also remind us of the peace and liberty that France and most of Europe has enjoyed for almost 70 years.
Yes. Oui, yes. Well done.
Huge.
Très Huge.
Et on recommence.
Huge.
On recommence.
Oh.
Le maire M-I-R, pas M-I-R.
Oh, okay. My name is Laurel Campbell. I'm a journalist from North Bay, Ontario, Canada, and I wrote the story about this event for our magazine because of Flight Sergeant Pigeot, who was a resident of my community.
Bien, cette dame travaille dans un journal au Canada et elle a effectivement
On behalf of Metroland Media Group and the North Bay Nipissing News, how honored we are to have been able to tell the story of the historic events of August 16th, 1943. Our Vice President Ian Proudfoot has asked me to tell you all that as publishers of community newspapers, Metroland recognizes how single incidents on a single day can shape the lives of residents and the future of a community forever. In this case, our two countries and two communities were connected by tragedy. Today, 70 years later, we can reconnect by remembering those lost with fondness and celebrating the strength of all the communities and families touched by this historic crash.
président Ian Proudfoot, ce qui signifie quelqu'un qui est fier de ses pieds, voilà, m'a demandé de vous dire combien, en tant qu'éditeur de journaux locaux, Metroland, l'organisation, reconnaît à quel point des incidents simples sur des...
Al MacDonald, the mayor of North Bay, Ontario, where Flight Sergeant Joseph David Pigeot was born and raised, has asked me to thank the residents of Vespiere for remembering one of our own who lost his life serving his country. In a letter to Mayor Saint, he says, "I am a firm believer that, as leaders, we must lead the way in search of peaceful solutions to complex problems following our countries today, and that we must communicate more effectively and put weapons down. The Vespiere recognition of the men who have given their lives trying to protect families is a source of inspiration. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gesture and tell you that this commemoration is deeply appreciated by the citizens of North Bay." Vic Fideli, our representatives to the provincial government of Ontario, says that this tragic event will forever link our two communities and remind us of the great sacrifices and vigilant efforts required then, now, and in the future to preserve peace, liberty, and the democratic freedoms we all hold dear. Mr. Fideli believes that this ceremony today is an opportunity to remember that these shared values unite us in more ways than can ever divide us. And he sends his sincere thanks to Mayor Saint and the people of Vespiere for paying tribute to these war victims. I also speak today on behalf of Jay Aspen, our representative of the Government of Canada. Mr. Aspen has sent a letter to Mayor Saint as well, conveying his heartfelt appreciation for this recognition of such a tragic wartime event. In it, he says, the event of August 16, 1943 was a disaster that we all share and has forever connected the crew of the Lancaster and the families of those in the farmhouse and in the community. Everyone involved in that tragic incident was working for the same cause, the pursuit of freedom, democracy, which we hold so dear. Lest we forget all the sacrifices made on our behalf by men and women of both of our nations, may the recognition of the 70th anniversary of this event continue to unite us positively in the common bond for the betterment of our people and our two countries. And finally, on a personal note, I have been humbled that what started out as a simple feature story assignment has ended up touching so many lives, as well as preserving these historic events for future generations to read. I pray that these young airmen laid to rest here from both England and Canada are at peace, knowing that 4 generations later, we continue to honor and remember them. Merci.